What's up, creators? It's Matt with MyDesigns here. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can sell digital products on Etsy using MyDesigns. So let's get started. The first thing that you need to do if you don't already have an account is go to the MyDesigns homepage and click Get Started. Now, I'm already logged into my account, so I'm going to go ahead and just click Open as MD. And this is what the page will look like when you first log in. So we need to connect our Etsy shop before we do anything else. And we can do that once we're logged in by going to the top right corner here and clicking on this gear icon, which is your settings. And then over here on the left panel, we can extend it out a bit more by clicking those two arrows. Under seller, you're going to go to shops. After you're here, you'll see we have two shops connected already, but for you to connect your Etsy shop, all you have to do is click this Connect Etsy button. And then once you click Connect again, it'll pop up an Etsy window where you have to authorize the connection, and that's it. And then once the connection's done, it should show your shop right here, and you're ready to get started. Now that our shop's connected, the next step is to create a collection, which essentially just acts like a folder. So on this left menu, once again, I'm going to select collections. Now you'll see we have a bunch in this demo account. I'm going to show you how to create a new one just so that you know how. You should have home showing as your only folder. Once you click on home, all we need to do is just click add folder here, and then we can name it whatever we'd like to. Maybe I just say this is demo here, and then we can click add new folder. And now you'll see it just appeared here. Well, I actually believe we have two of them. So we're going to select the one that's empty and then click open folder. Now that we've created a collection, our next step is to actually get some designs uploaded. Now, if you have some already on your computer that you want to use, you can just upload them by going to the top right corner here and clicking upload, upload files. And then you can either drag and drop them, or you can click here to search your local PC. I'm not going to do that though. I'm going to go over to the left panel here under create, and we're going to go to Dream AI and start creating some seamless patterns. So I'm going to click into that. Now you'll see that I already have some patterns that I've generated here ahead of time, but I also want to generate some more just to show you how you can do it. So I'll go through each of these steps here. The mode is going to be text to image. The model we're using is going to be Recraft version 3, which is our only model that allows you to generate seamless patterns. And then under style, you'll see illustration seamless is what we have selected, as we do want these to be seamless. We're generating 4 images, and we're doing that at a 1:1 aspect ratio. Now, I'm going to also turn parallel prompts on here because I want to generate multiple prompts at a single time. And what I'm going to do is copy this here and then paste the prompts that I already have. So you'll see I believe it's just 4 different, maybe 5 different prompts, but each of these spaces here tells MyDesigns to generate a new prompt. So that's what this is formatted for. You'll see it's using a little more credits than just one prompt, and that's the reason why. So I'm going to go ahead and click Dream. And then once those are done, we'll go through and pick a few of them that we want to use. We'll turn them into Tumbler wraps that are set up perfectly. And then we'll publish those to our Etsy shop. Great, and it looks like those are already done. It only took about 10 to 15 seconds for all 5 of them. So let's check them out. So you'll see this one looks like it's some autumn leaves, more of a desert themed watercolor version. Some birds. I'm not sure if those are cranes in the back of that one. And then some more floral patterns. And then this one looks like it has some winter related designs. So we're going to just go through a few of these and just select some that we like, maybe one from each of them. And then we'll go ahead and, like I said, turn these into Tumbler wraps and then get them published onto our Etsy store. So I think those 5 are perfect. You'll see at the top here it says save 5. Well, we can save up to 120 images at once, but we're saving 5. So that's how we can tell we have the amount selected that we want. So now right here we can choose to either upscale these or not. I'm going to upscale them as I want them to be a higher quality. The collection that we're saving these to is going to be this demo collection. And then the save mode is going to be create a new listing. We want to create a new listing for all 5 of these designs. And we're going to just save them in the default file slot. So we'll just go ahead and click Save to Listings and then confirm that. And we'll jump over to our listings now to look at to show you what those look like. If you don't know how to get back to your listings, all you have to do is open this left panel again and then just click Listings. And it should automatically take you to whatever collection you were in before you save those images from Dream AI. So now that we have our beautiful images in here, we're ready to start working on them. And what we need to do is set them up to be the proper dimensions for tumbler wraps. Now we're going to be doing a 20 ounce straight skinny tumbler for this example. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of these images, and we can do that by clicking this button and clicking select all, and you'll see the blue check mark shows that it's selected. Now this is very important to have them all selected because we need to work with all of them at once. If we deselect one, then the same work we're doing on these other 4 won't apply to this one. So make sure you have them all selected. Next, we're going to go to the canvas system here, and then we're going to go to templates. And we're going to do a custom size, and I will leave the dimensions to this in the video description. But for the 20 ounce skinny tumbler, it is 2,790 by 2,460 pixels. And then we're going to click create. So now that we have this set up, you can see our dimensions are right here. We're going to go ahead and click add listing file, and then we're going to click add to all. Now the reason we click add to all is because once again we're working with all 5 of our listings at once, not just a single one. And you can see now down here all of our listings have the file added to them, or all of the canvases, excuse me. So now we just need to go ahead and set this up so that it touches side to side. It doesn't really matter with tumbler wraps if it goes up above like this, because like I said, it just needs to be seamless from side to side, not top to bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and go to position. It's already centered, which is what I wanted to make sure, and then fit to artboard, or excuse me, fit to width. And now you'll see that it's set up perfectly from side to side to be seamless. Now we don't have to click into each of these other canvases and make the same adjustments. Once we make adjustments on one, all we have to do is select it, right click, and then click sync. Now you'll see it applied the same exact settings or actions, whatever we did to the first one, and then we click sync, it will apply to all of them. So now you can see that these are perfectly set up and ready to be used for tumblers. So we can go ahead and just go to the top right corner now, click save, and we're just going to actually overwrite the file that we already had now it's the proper dimensions. So I'm going to, as the output file slot, I'm just going to select that same main file. The format, we do want it to be PNG. And then I'm going to not check save as editable. That's for personalization. And then I'm going to click yes, overwrite all these files. Now it should take just a second, and then we'll go ahead and set up our tapered version of the file. You'll see I made a file slot here called tapered file, which you might not have by default, but you can add it under your template up here. We show you how to do that in separate videos though. And also these file slots, it doesn't really matter what they're named, they can really be used for anything. But now you can see if I hover over this file, it's showing that it is the correct dimensions, 2,790 by 2,460 at 300 ppi. So now let's create this tapered file. And we can actually do that right here in MyDesigns by going to Mockups, Image Mockups, and then right here under the category, we're actually going to go down to digital. And you may have to search for this. Mine are at the top because I favorited them. But we can go ahead and select this one here. It's called Digital Tumbler Tapered File Template. So it's essentially acting as if it's creating a mockup, but it's really creating our tapered file. So the input file slot is the image that we want to use, or we're feeding to the system essentially. So it's going to be the main file, which is the only one we have. The output file slot, we're just going to change to be this tapered file. And then the type, we need to make sure that we change this to PNG as this tapered file. If you see the preview here, it goes down here. We want this side piece to be transparent so that it's not, so that it's a true tapered file. If it's white right there, or if you save it as a JPEG, it will be a white background on the sides there. So now that we have that done, all we have to do is click Generate Mockups. and then I'll go ahead and show you what those look like as soon as it's done. All right, great. Now that that's done, we'll go ahead and go to a grid view here just so that we can see these files a bit better. And then I'm going to double click the tapered version, and you can see on all of our listings now on the side you see the taper, which would be just the bottom of the tumbler as it gets skinnier. So those are set up perfectly. We now have our main file and our tapered file that we can sell to our customers. So let's go back over to the list view. Our next step is to just generate some mockups for these tumblers. And we can do that again by going to mockups, image mockups. I'm going to go back to digital again. We also have some under drinkware. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn on multi-mockup as well. What this does is allows me to generate multiple mockups at a time, so I don't have to keep going back into the mockups generator. And then I'm going to go through and just select a few of these that I want to generate. I'm not going to be too picky about it. I like this one. We'll do one with the model showing. Maybe this one as well. We'll do this one. And maybe one more model. And then what I like to do is include the straight and tapered digital file or digital mockups, excuse me. So you can see a preview down here. It basically just shows your customer that they're receiving a straight version and a tapered version for these digital files. And then we're going to go ahead and just click generate mockups. Great, now that those mockups are done, we'll jump back over to a grid view and just take a look at them. Now you can see we generated a t-shirt here because there was one selected by default when we go into the mockups generator, and I forgot to close that out. That's just fine, we don't have to use that. We can actually delete it by just going delete files and selecting that one, and then it's gone. So let's go ahead and check out our tumblers. So I think those look fantastic. Here's one with the model holding the tumbler. And then our files here that I was talking about, you can see it just shows the pattern and then it says straight underneath, and then the other one says tapered. So like I said, now your customer knows that they're receiving both types of those files. So our last step here is to actually just generate some data, and we can use a really cool feature here at MyDesigns called Vision AI. What it does is it essentially just scans your image and then generates the data for you based off of what it's reading. So we need to once again just make sure we have all of our listings selected, and then we're going to go to Vision AI. The input file slot once again is the image we want it to scan. The product type we're going to change to digital. The platform we're selling on is Etsy. This is our newest model, which I would recommend using. And then we're going to generate title, description, and tags. Now, whenever I'm selling a digital file and using Vision AI to generate the data, I really like to use custom instructions here just so that it can get more of an understanding of what these are being sold for, because really it just sees a pattern. So I'm going to, under custom instructions, just type something like, this is a digital file that we're selling as a tumbler wrap. And we can even get more specific and say 20-ounce skinny tumbler wrap. And then we'll just say, please include this info in the data. And then we're going to leave the writing mode to overwrite and just click generate listing data. That should take about 10 to 15 seconds, and we'll show you what it looks like. Great, and just like that, it's already done, and you'll see once again that it happened for all of our listings. So I did read through these a bit, and I think that it did a fantastic job. You'll see that it definitely got digital download. It got the 20-ounce skinny tumbler design, digital tumbler wrap. There's some really, really good keywords in there. I'm not going to read through all of it, but this listing is now, or rather these listings are now ready to be published to our Etsy shop. So the next step is to make sure once again we have everything selected, all of our listings, and then we're going to go to the top right corner here and click publish. Now under publish, there's two different ways we can do this. You'll see there's print on demand and digital. We need to make sure to select Etsy under the digital section. Now right here, we're going to select files to sell as we set up the two files. If you remember right, the main file and the tapered file are the two that our customer is going to receive if they purchase this listing. So make sure you have those two selected and nothing else, and then we're going to click next step. Right here, we just select the mockups we want to be published. It should have them all set or selected by default for you. And then at the bottom underneath this main image, The primary image on the listing is going to be whatever one is in the front here. So if we would rather one of these other ones be the primary, we can drag it over, and we can really rearrange these in whatever way we want to. And then once you're done with this step, we'll just go click next step. This shows you what your data looks like, and then you'll see at the bottom here we don't have pricing, and we have quantity by default set to $9.99, which is great. But if you remember as well, we're working with multiple listings, and see, we can filter through those listings here by clicking the button. You'll see that it tells us selling file number 1 and number 2. That means these are the two that the customer is receiving, and it's showing that for all of our listings. So we need to edit the price for all of these at once. So we're going to select bulk edit, and then we're going to just say, you know, maybe we want to sell these for $2.99. And the quantity I always leave at $9.99, which is Etsy's max they allow for a digital listing. And then we're going to click apply changes in bulk. So now you'll see the price and quantity was already $9.99, but price updated. And if we go to the other listings, you'll see it also updated for all of them as well. So now that we have that done, we're going to just go to the next step. And this gives us one last preview of what our listing looks like before we click publish. So you'll see our title is here, price, quantity, description, and then our tags are circled in blue. So now under store preview, if we have multiple shops we're working with, we can change the shop we want it to publish to there. That's already, the only shop we have selected though. Category should be set to digital by default if you're publishing through the digital publishing process. So everything looks good here. We're going to go ahead and just click publish. And once again, that should take maybe 10 to 20 seconds. And I'm going to jump over to our Etsy shop now and show you what these look like there. All right, we're now over on our Etsy shop. And there's one thing I want to point out. Anything that you publish through MyDesigns will always go to your draft folder, as you have a 20-cent listing fee that Etsy charges. So you always need to check your draft. And then here you'll see are our 5 beautiful Tumbler designs, our listings. If we want to publish these, all we have to do is select it or select all of them. And then we can just go up here and click publish. And then you'll see there's the 20-cent listing fee times 5. So you would be charged $1 to publish these. I'm not going to do that, as I was just showing you an example. But that is how easy it is to publish digital products by using MyDesigns to your Etsy shop. So I hope everything in this video made sense. If you guys enjoyed it, please like the video, leave a comment if you have any questions. And once again, the dimensions for these Tumbler wraps are in the description below.